Welcome back everyone for RPG Chat. This time we're going to go over Final Fantasy II. So Final Fantasy II is a lot different than Final Fantasy I for pretty much all the mechanics of it. You can just set the names, you can't actually set the classes of the characters in there. We'll just hop in here and kind of compare some of the differences. So this one starts you off right in the battle, and all you can really do is just attack. Then you get oofed, and then brought back to life. So this is the funny part, how, yeah, Hilda says that they can never join the army because pretty much all the characters are just weak. It's just kind of funny. It's the other ones, they are, like in Final Fantasy 1, they start off as the heroes of light, and it's like, hey, you're the ones to save us, but in this one you start off as, hey, you're weak. So this one also introduced a kind of a different type of system where you can learn words on there. So if there are words highlighted, like how that one is red, you can do learn and learn the word, and then you can ask anyone about that word whenever that prompt comes up. So this one, as far as equipment, it has the standard left hand, right hand, arms, head, body. Also has it where you can individually choose which one is at a different area in the formation, which in later on Final Fantasy games that's not quite the case, but yeah, in 2 you can definitely do that. And for those not familiar with formation, normally you want the casters and the archers to be in the back, because the more the melee ones are in the front, they'll actually take more damage, and then the ones in the back will take less damage. So then we can talk about the shops, kind of how they compare to Final Fantasy 1. You saw the weapon shop. The magic shop, you actually have both of the types of magic in the one shop. Then you have the item shop and the inn, so still kind of the standards there, except for, oh yeah, the armor shop. Except for the magic shop has both in one in this one. Also, another thing about the magic, you have MP in this one, the magic points, instead of having a certain amount of certain levels of spells that you can use. Which you'll see in the later ones, Final Fantasy kind of flip-flops between all that. On the map, you still have just kind of the standard little city there. But then we'll get into the combat system. So the interesting part of the combat system on this one is each item that you use, or even when you use magic, you actually gain skill for that individual item. So you can equip 2 swords, and that will get your sword skill to go up a lot faster. As you take out higher level enemies, that will help it go up faster also, but the lower that your skill is in that specific item or specific magic spell, the less damage or higher chance of a miss you'll have too. And then also, based on how the skills go up, there are different stat increases that you get. So there we go. After that battle, each of those skills went up to level 2, so each of them got level up on there. And then there's, yeah, like, evasion goes up, there's evasion, I guess all 3 of them got evasion increases that time. So as far as battling and stats and everything, it's kind of a cool turn how Final Fantasy II went a different path from 1, where there's not the traditional experience. You get all of your stuff based on the skills that you have. Like, the more time you use magic, the more magic points that you get, the more your magic attacks will do damage. So one thing you have to watch out for when you first start playing the game, if you stray from the main path for the story, so like if I venture down this way, then I'm actually going to find enemies that are just going to completely slaughter me. So you kind of have to stay on the set path for the story, which then comes to the other issue with this game. Just hop back in here. The other issue with this game is there are quite a few spots where it doesn't actually tell you where to go. I mean, one thing, you have the map, but it doesn't show anything on the map until after you've discovered it. And you'll have people that will say, you need to go to... And then they'll say some word, and that word could be a person or it could be a location. And they don't say it's like, you need to go to this location that is northeast of here. They'll say, you need to go to this location. So some stuff in the story, it gets kind of complicated to follow through, but eventually you can get everything figured out. It just may take quite a while. So just to show my game that's a little further through here, some of the stuff that's just interesting on here, just the key terms, how different things mean different stuff to different people, so you just go and talk to them, and they may react differently, may tell you different things, may give you different items. Some of them may even open up additional loot for you if you, or give you treasure chests if you tell them certain things. The magic, it can get a little tough at times. Each spell, like each time you use it, you can level up the spells. So it's like Cure I have at level 10 there. I don't know exactly how high they go because, I mean, Cure at level 12. And as far as weapons, I have a level 12 weapon skill there. So I'm not quite sure how high they go. Some of the enemies use like level 15 or 16, so they potentially go up that high. But I'm just not quite sure. Once again, like Final Fantasy 1, it's just kind of interesting to see the way they went. They completely changed from how they handled the magic system, how they had that class system, to having it where you have the magic points like in the more the newer ones, and then they have just the skill level system where I guess in a way that's kind of like a job system, except it's based on the item you have instead of having to set what job you're using for that character. And then they retain the skill level and all that, so I mean you can have like a sword and an axe, dual wielding those, and it helps out with both. So let me know in the comments what your favorite Final Fantasy game is. Let me know if you like ones that are newer than all these pixel ones, or if you prefer the pixel ones instead, or even if you just don't like Final Fantasy, just be that way. And if you enjoy this format of just kind of going over a few different things about different RPGs, let me know. Kind of having fun doing it. Just as I play these games, I find stuff that's kind of like the groundwork going forward for different RPGs, so I just definitely find it interesting the path that's taken along these. I'll probably just get up to Final Fantasy VI, which is the best Final Fantasy game ever, and then move on to ones like, I don't know, Xenoblade Chronicles. That's always a good one to go to. So if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and I thank you for watching. Have a nice day.